With a referendum due later this year, I believe the time for the voice has come. I believe in local and regional voices. I believe in a national voice drawn from local and regional bodies, and I will support the referendum being put this year. I believe that the voice can help move the dial on Indigenous education, health, housing, safety and economic development. A short time ago, I resigned as Shadow Attorney-General and Shadow Minister for Indigenous Australians. I've had many respectful discussions with colleagues about the voice over the past year. I've listened to their views and they've heard mine, but ultimately I haven't been able to persuade them. It's clear that the Shadow Cabinet and the Party Room and I have taken a different position in relation to the voice. The Liberal Party believes in conscience and freedom. Unlike almost any other party in the Parliament, the Liberal Party gives backbenchers the freedom to champion the ideas they believe in. I want to exercise that freedom because I intend to campaign for a yes vote. I've loved my work as Shadow Attorney-General and Shadow Minister for Indigenous Australians, and I hope I've done some good. I resign without rancour or bitterness, and I remain a loyal Liberal fully committed to the leadership of Peter Dutton. I've worked with Peter Dutton for many years. As the Shadow Minister, I've probably travelled with Peter Dutton more than any other colleague. I've seen him listen to and engage with Indigenous communities and Indigenous leaders. And he has a genuine desire to improve the conditions that Indigenous Australians find themselves in. Peter and I had a conversation about my position last December on The Voice, and we've talked several times since. They've been respectful conversations. Peter did everything he could to keep me. I respect that, and I respect him very much. But it was clear on the day before Shadow Cabinet and the Party Room meeting last week that I was in a different position to a majority of my colleagues. At that point, Peter and I agreed that I would take the Passover and Easter break to reflect on my position, which I've done. My resignation about today as a frontbencher is not about personality. It's about trying to keep faith with the very chords of belief and belonging that are part of who I am. Keeping faith with the First Peoples of this land who want to have a stake in their own future, with a structural change in our Constitution to help improve the quality of their lives. Keeping faith with the Constitution, that invisible pillar that holds our nation together. Keeping faith with my parliamentary colleagues, men and women who believe in this country and work tirelessly for it every day. And keeping faith with my family and my community, who keep sending me to Parliament as their representative. But above all, keeping faith with my values. Liberal values based on a fair-minded conservative temperament that caused me to get involved in this issue more than a decade ago. As a Liberal, I believe in the dignity of every Australian, in what can be achieved when they are affirmed, valued and empowered. I believe better policy is made when the very people who are affected by it are consulted. I believe that through empowering people and by building institutions that shift responsibility and decision-making closer to people, we're more likely to shift the dial on Indigenous health, education, housing, safety and economic advancement.